and welcome back to the Citizen channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. And our preview show of the upcoming Premier League, back to Premier League action. Match day 13, 3 p.m. kickoff, so it's not on any TV channel, not here in the UK anyway. So if you're not down there, best of luck, but I'm sure some of you will find a way. Fulham at home on the 5th of November, so bonfire night. So I won't use the pun. Let's hope there's a few fireworks. Well, I've just used it, haven't I? So sorry about that, guys. My apologies. As I said, match day 13. So we look forward to that. Please, if you are new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications. These vlogs are coming out. Just hit 2,500 subscribers now. So please spread the word. Let's get it up. Let's get to 3,000. I certainly won't do it before Christmas, but hopefully by February, March next year, perhaps. That'd be great. Please, thank you all for your support, and all new guys, welcome. And please, you can give us a thumbs up as well. It's great to get views, but it's just nice to get a thumbs up. I mean, it's just appreciated, certainly by this old farty City fan anyway. Right, yes, and my thanks, yes, just on the thumbnail, the introduction there. I just thought I'd use that Layla Kane art, which gets mentioned in a lot of the City art attacks, etc., but a great image of Phil, Kevin, and Early. And I just wanted to use it. My thanks to Layla Kane Art. Give her your support at Layla Kane Art, of course. So my thanks for that and featuring that. Right, on to the match itself. Please, I don't condone gambling when the fun stops. Some general odds on City to win the league. We were 1-5 on, who've now obviously impressed the bookies even more. They're running for cover and now 1-6 on. A little bit disrespectful for Arsenal, who are actually 7-1 at the moment. We're 1-6 on there, 7-1 against. We'll see. United, I've had a few United fans saying that they're on for a title tilt this year, and of course Pep's bigging them up as well, isn't he? They're still 40-1, best price you can get. And Liverpool, well, you may as well just give up on Liverpool now. 80-1, might be worth 50p if you're an ardent Liverpool fan. Fulham, yes, they're in 7th spot at the moment. We'll talk about them in a little bit more in a moment. Are in to get top 10 is 11-4. I think that's a bit mean. I would have thought 4-5-1 perhaps, but yeah, you can get 11-4 on Fulham to finish top 10, but not great odds. The match itself, City and Fulham. City are 1-8 on. Fulham are 20-1. And the draw is 17-2. Previously, we did meet them back in February of this year, of course, in the FA Cup. But the last time in the Premier League was the COVID empty stadium season, 5th of December 2020. A 2-0 win. And the starting 11 that day, interesting one. Ederson, Cancelo, Diaz, Stones, Mendy, Rodri, Gundogan, Mahrez, De Bruyne, Sterling, and Jesus. Oh, I wonder how Jesus is doing. Fulham keeper Areola had a great game. Yeah, he played very, very well that game, but we did manage to squeeze 2 past him on 5 minutes. Yeah, both in the opening half hour. 5 minutes, an easy break and a great through ball by Kevin De Bruyne to Raheem Sterling, and he placed it nicely in the net with the keeper Areola this time. Sort of a bit flat-footed just into the far corner, whether he got his positioning slightly wrong, I'm not too sure. And then on the 25th, 26th minute, Sterling earned us a penalty. And yes, it wasn't, we didn't have Mahrez stepping up for it. We had old KDB stepping up, and he sent the keeper the wrong way to make it 2-0. My little summing up at the time on my vlogs was clean sheet is important, I said, but again, not clinical enough in front of goal. Even in a fairly dour second half, we missed opportunities. KDB came closest hitting the bar, but chances to put the game to bed came and went, although 2-0 was always going to be comfortable. Overall record at home to Fulham, we've only played them 31 times. This is the league. This excludes cup games. Played 31, won 19, drawn 6 and lost 6. Who's in charge? Well, we've got, he does a lot of VAR. He does plenty of refereeing as well. Mr. Darren England's in charge of this one. His linos Dan Robotham and Nick Greenhalgh. And his 4th official is Robert Jones. Yes, I hope he's better 4th official than he is referee. VAR Stuart Atwell. Yeah, so he's at Stockley Park. And making his cup of tea and slice of toast is assistant VAR Neil Davis. So I did say we get back to Fulham. So how are they doing? Marco Silva's Fulham, don't forget. How are they doing so far? Well, I think they're making a better fist of it than many thought they would. They sit 7th, as I mentioned earlier on. They played 19 points, not a bad return. Scored 22 goals, which is fine, but they've let in 22 goals as well, so they are prone to let a few in. And as I said, the bookies have been a bit mean. 11-4 to finish top 4. 2 wins and 2 draws in the last 4 games. Mitrovic, unlike his last stint in the Premier League, where he struggled a little bit, he's got a good, healthy goal return this time. He's scored 9, so he's doing very, very well. You remember last time he'd had a good season in the Championship, then was pretty useless in the Premier League, but this time he's took his Championship form into the Premier League. Home form's a bit better and their away form, so that should be okay. But you got players like a rejuvenised or the ever young Willian, haven't you, playing as well? You got Pereira doing very, very well. So they do have players that can cause City problems. And despite keeper Leno having a good season, clean sheets are a little bit hard to come by. So defensively, they're not great. And of course, I'm sure they'll be surely tested to the utmost by City. But hey, I don't. Are you worried about Fulham? We shouldn't be. If we don't get a victory against Fulham, it will be bitterly disappointing. And as ever, on form and the gap between the teams, we should be good enough. But as ever, it'll be based on what Pep's team is likely to be. We've only got 2 more league games. We've only got 1 Carabao Cup game to play. So obviously the guys should be reasonably rested. He did say they were tired, didn't he? Obviously leading up to this World Cup. So it will decide on what Pep does and what team he picks. So decisions which I do after the game before. So after the Sevilla game, if you like, you've got to look. Will Haaland be back? I don't think he will. I mean, I would love him to be back for this. It seems ages since I've seen Haaland play. But hopefully he'll be fit enough for the bench. But I just don't think he'll play in this. I don't, will he might get on for the Carabao Cup and then he might get on for the final home game before the break against Brentford next week. But I just can't say. I hope I'm wrong. He's not back in training as far as I know. So it's going to be pushing a bit. We're at Thursday already, aren't we? So that would be a surprise if Haaland plays. Anyone not first choice who played the other night against Sevilla worked their way into Pep's thoughts for this one? Well, in defence, Ortega. Ortega's the cup goalie. Simple as that. No matter what anyone says. And he was okay. He was okay against Sevilla. Wasn't fantastic, but he's for the cups. Ederson's our league guy. And Ederson might even be for when he gets to a cup final, stuff like cup semi-finals for me as well. I think that's got to be done. Gomez, not based on what we saw last night. It wasn't again his game when he got sent off in the Champions League, and this one he's not instilling great confidence at the moment. He didn't have a great game last night, but in all fairness, a lot of City players certainly in that first half struggled. But Lewis is the interesting one. Why not? He's on a high. Why not chance him? Why not Pep? Why not chance him at right? Well, I'll tell you if he will or not in a minute. But why not? Why not chance Lewis as he's on a high? But let's not forget we've got a Carabao Cup game next week, which is sort of set in stone that he'll play in that one. So we'll have to see. Midfield, the only guy who played that had perhaps a chance was Palmer, but again, in the same way, Gomez didn't inspire Palmer. He had that early chance that he sent over the bar. If he scored that, it might have been a lot better. I just don't think it was his best performance. He was playing perhaps out of position a little bit last night. I just don't think Palmer's done enough either to impress Pep. Up top, Mahrez, I'll simply say no, even though he scored a goal and all credit to him. Grealish has to be big question marks again. Was possibly our best player in the first half against Sevilla, but it doesn't say much, unfortunately, on that night. And Alvarez, why not? I said again, as most players, not the greatest first half. First half to forget as far as Alvarez was concerned, but he certainly did the business in the second half and had a half to remember. So let's take that a little bit further. Let's introduce some of the guys who we might expect to play anyway. So for Fulham, Ederson, no arguments there, I don't think, from any of you. The back line's a complicated one for me. Aki and Akanji, for me, have been our better centre-halves all season, but I do expect Diaz and or Laporte to play in this one. Right back is definitely up for grabs. So why not Lewis? Why not Rico Lewis is right back? Though Pep Again, I'll try and put my Pep head on. I may stick with Stones or a Kanji as an option at right back. Probably leaning towards Stones. Left back's got to be Cancelo, hasn't it? I don't think Gomez isn't going to get a look in. He's not going to play Aki at left back, even though I'd like Aki to start as well. Rodri's set in stone, as are KDB and Bernardo, both set in stone. What role for Gundo? I don't think there's much of a role for Gundo if Foden is around. I think putting Gundo in there, especially lining up with people like Rodri, is a bit of a lack of pace there for me. Up top, of course, Haaland if fit. That's no arguments from anyone. I don't think there. But Alvarez, Alvarez has got to come in. If Haaland isn't fit, Alvarez is obviously going to be the guy. But I expect both Grealish and Mahrez. I don't expect both Grealish and Mahrez to start this one. It might be either one or the other, but not both of them. I don't think that's going to happen. So based on what I've just said, here's my... this isn't necessarily my 11. This is what I'm thinking Pep might do. As I say, I'll be well happy with 3 or 4 other players getting a shout for this one. So I'll go with Ederson, Stones, Akanji, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodri, KDB, Foden. A bit happy with them. Bernardo, Alvarez and Grealish. I think that's okay. A bit of pace as well. If Haaland fit, of course, you're going to swap him. We would just swap him with Alvarez, but I wouldn't mind swapping him with Grealish, and then you end up with Haaland, Alvarez, Bernardo, Foden, KDB. That sounds quite impressive to me, guys. What do you think? That 5, I think that'll frighten most teams, certainly in the Premier League. Never mind the Champions League, but. We'll see. I think, as I said, I think Haaland would be a swap for Alvarez, but I certainly wouldn't mind Haaland being in there, Alvarez staying, and Grealish perhaps dropping out, just for that pace, that more pace and attacking intent. Unlucky, obviously Gundogan's unlucky, but I think he's struggling to find a place. We're hearing lots of little whispers that he's probably going to move on. And I think Pep relies on him at certain times, and he can play him as a sweeper role when Rodri's not around. But yeah, he's sort of unlucky for this. And of course, Lewis, who I kept mentioning, I've not put him in there because I just don't think Pep will play him. I think he'll play him against Chelsea. I don't think he'll play him against Fulham. And of course, Aki, totally unlucky. If he doesn't get a game. Same with Diaz. I think the Champions League, I think UEFA voted him our player of the game against Sevilla, which I think Cancelo had a bit of a laugh about that one, but it certainly wasn't Cancelo, that's of course. But but any of those, Gundo, Lewis, Aki, Diaz, I'm not worried any of those play, although Rodri and Gundo, never ideal for me. It does sort of slow the thing down a little bit. I won't mind them coming on to sort of Rodri and Gundo playing there. If we're winning the game by a couple of goals and we just want to play the game out, it's fine, but not to start against someone like Fulham. So there you go. That's my 11. Let me know what you're thinking, guys. Let me know what you think of your 11 or what you think Pep will pick, because that's what I try and do. I don't necessarily give you my 11. I try and put my little Pep head on and see how I go on. So let me know what your thoughts, etc. on that. It'd be great to hear back from you. Please check out my odds show for this Fulham game. And of course, after the game, there won't be a live player ratings this week. I'm not able to do my little graphics and stuff when I do a live one. So I do like to do the graphics and put the information on screen for you a lot. So there will be a player rating show on. So I should be on for what? I should be on for 7-ish. So hopefully I can get one player rating show out on Saturday evening. And of course, a talking point show out on Sunday. And then we'll start looking forward to the visit of Chelsea. Yeah, that'll be interesting. But all your comments, very welcome, guys. Be great to hear from you. Until we meet again, I always one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Bye for now.